Before I got to the window, I remembered to check if my body felt like physical, like you have described. So I grabbed my left arm with my right hand, and it was really physical, and it was like it was more dense, more heavy than how it feels normally. Hi, this is Maja from Sweden. I have been practicing the method for a couple of weeks, but I started, I don't know if it was like 3 weeks ago, and the first week, the first real attempt, I successfully did have an OBE. I had only been studying your material for a couple of days, maybe 1 week, listening to the workshop, the how-tos, and some other workshop that you have had with about Q&As. So I decided to make a real attempt a couple of weeks ago, and it didn't last for a very long time, but it was definitely an out-of-body experience. I went to bed about 10 p.m. I lay down on my back, and I had headphones on, construction headphones actually, but so no sound, and I did the protocol 1. I don't remember having had any, SP, sleep paralysis, or how you say it in English. But I recognize having had, those loud sounds before during the last couple of years when I have, maybe in combination with my meditations. But yes, so it was quite a long time, mostly focusing on my breath or like nothing. Try to have an empty mind. After a long time, I got this intense itch on my nose, which I did ignore successfully. Then it came a new itch on my foot, and then came other weird sensations that I cannot really describe, but in my legs and other parts of my body. I did not move a bit, and then came those loud sounds, like sweeping, dynamic sounds, when I think about the volumes. It was like jet motors, or like you have described it, very loud bee sounds. And after a couple of minutes or something, it started to settle down, and I think I felt some kind of shift in my body, so I knew this is the cue. So I lifted my my right arm, slowly from my body, and I felt that this was something different, and then my upper body just like went along with it, raised up. So I jumped out of bed to my door in my bedroom, and I looked back to see if I was able to see me in the bed, but it was dark still, so I saw something, but I did not recognize if that was me or not. So I thought, I need to get out of here so I don't go back. So yeah, I then decided to go to the kitchen, and I went to the kitchen window where we have a balcony, and I took my arm and put it right through the glass door. And then it was like I was drawn back into my bedroom, and I don't remember if it was also into my body, but to the bedroom. But then I just thought, okay, I make a new try directly. So I tried again. I went up, and I went to the living room and to the window there. Before I got to the window, I remembered to check if my body felt like physical, like you have described. So I grabbed my left arm with my right hand, and it was really physical, and it was like it was more dense, more heavy than how it feels normally. I knew I had made it then. When I came to the window, I thought I saw this light that you have described. It was really amazing. Everything was so bright. It was like a bright summer day, but even more bright. And we have winter here now, so it's very gray and dark. It's not bright at all, but this was like really beautiful. And I also saw that everything looked more rich. And I looked at my plants, for example, in my window, and I saw more leaves than they have, and they were like beautifully curled. And I also saw my neighbor's balcony below on the first floor across from our house, and they had many beautiful plants. And I was like, wow, shall I just go there bathe in all those beautiful plants? But no. But I recognized that it was bright, not just because of some sun, but also the particles and the leaves were like emanating light themselves. So yes, then I put my arm through this window, and that was starting to go well, but then I felt this magnetic pull that you have told us about. It was trying to hold me back, and I had to take a grip of my sofa, which is here right in front of the window, and I had to pull myself forward. And I made it, and I made it outside the window. I was flying in the air, and I started to fly to the right above my street, between the houses. First it was only me, then I saw a man walking down below me on the pavement, and he walked a bit weird. It looked like he was like forward leaning, dragging his feet, looking down to the ground. And I was like, what is this? It looks so weird. But I did not understand it then. But when I told my husband about this experience the day after, he said maybe he was drunk on his way home. And yeah, I was like, yes, that's it. He looked drunk. And this was late night, Friday, early Saturday morning. So maybe I saw a person in the physical life, I suspect. Anyway, I was still flying in his direction. And even if I was there up 3 floors and he was below, I started to feel a bit excited and hesitant. And I screamed to him, "Do you see me?" But he did not react at all. Then I got a kind of negative thought and a bit fear, not fear, but I became a bit negative and thought about how I usually, when I fly in my dreams, I often feel this, I don't have a control, I lose control over the speed and height, and I don't like that. So that was the thought that, oh no, I don't want that to happen. And as soon as I had that thought, it was like I was right back in my body in my bedroom. But I was so happy because I knew I made it. I have had many lucid dreams before, but this was something else. I'm totally sure this was an out-of-body experience. So I got up from my bed, I went to my living room just to look around, and I saw that our curtains was hiding the window. It was not like that in the out-of-body version. And then I looked at the clock, and I saw that it was 4:30 a.m., and I was a bit shocked, because I thought time was about 1 a.m. or something, that I laid in the bed for a couple of hours. But this was it. I don't know. It felt like I had been awake all night then. But yeah, so I have tried this a couple of times after the following weeks, but I haven't done it totally committed, I would say. But now at least I know I can do it, and I will listen more to you and get more inspiration, and then I will dedicate myself again. Okay, thank you so much for your work.